I worked 3 to 11, and sometimes I didn't leave till 2 o'clock in the morning, because if you have more than one admission, you have to do assessments on each one, and then you have to put in all the medications, along with 3 to 11 shift does odd skin assessments. So if you had 10 patients, you have 5 skin assessments that you have to complete. So if you had 5 skin assessments, 2 new admissions, you have to do skin assessments on them, plus the medications. But when I was early, I didn't get out till 2 o'clock. As I continued to do it repetition, and I learned, okay, I can start some of this at the beginning of my shift, because I had this patient yesterday. Then the latest I got out was 12:30. So, but that's the only thing. But it comes with the job. You know, this is not a job where you can clock in at 7 and clock out at 3. It doesn't work that way. Not in nursing.
Would you say you have to do work from home?
No, that's the good thing about this. I remember I was a manager at the pretzel bakery, and I always was taking work home. I always, on Sundays, you had to get your numbers in before midnight. I'm on the phone putting in all of my numbers. Here, you don't take the work home. You take it home mentally, but you don't physically take the work home, because I can be at home and I'll think of something and I'll text one of my colleagues and say, hey, would you make sure this order is put in, or would you make sure that this refill is done? I'm even texting the hospice nurse, Melanie, and she'll say, Yolanda, you're off. And I'm like, I know, but could you make sure this is done? Or we need a new script for this narcotic. And it's that kind of stuff. I don't mind, because it's just 2 nurses over here. In the morning is the full-time and the part-time, and it's just 2 at night. So to just make sure everything gets covered, I'm always going through my day in my mind saying, did I do this? Did I do that? Okay, we got to get that script from Mr. So-and-so and Miss So-and-so. Because you don't ever want an elder to run out of medication.
Are there any books or periodicals that you would recommend for nursing?
I would recommend the Kaplan. If you're studying to go take your boards. At first, when I first got out of nursing school, I got out by the skin of my teeth. And my teacher told me, she said, you go to the NCLEX like this, you're not going to pass. So a friend of mine had the Kaplan book. And the Kaplan, it lets you look at the question. You answer it, and then it'll say, this is why you answered it that way. Now look at the question this way. And I was like, I'm looking at the question all wrong. So I would suggest to anybody the Kaplan, also flashcards. I had a set of flashcards in my restroom, because you're in the restroom most of the time when you first wake up in the morning. I had a set of flashcards in my purse, so when I'm in the grocery store, and then I had one in my book bag. Flashcards, because you put the question on the front and the answer on the back, and once you go through it front, looking at all the questions, flip through it, go through the answers, and see if you can tell what the question is. And that's what tremendously helped me. Flashcards and that Kaplan book.
That's good. Thank you. What kind of entry-level jobs are available within, like, Brooks? Do you know?
You can come in any shift. Me personally, I would suggest 11 to 7. That way, if you never worked in the medical field, you get the hang of it. You get to learn the computer system. You get to learn how to pass the meds, because it's totally different here at Brooks. Medications are dispensed instead of on a bingo card over in the skilled unit. Here, they're on bingo cards. So you have all your medications there in front of you, but at night, it's a little laid back. You do chart checks, so you can get familiar with the charts, where the doctor puts the orders, what they look like when they put the orders. And 11 to 7, you check the orders from 7 to 3, 3 to 11, anything, you make sure the labs are in. So it gets you familiarized. I say do that for about 6 months to a year. Then I would suggest you move to 7 to 3. Because 7 to 3 is boom, 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 boom. Doctors giving you orders, patients' families coming up to you, call lights going out. You got a person fell over here. And you're like, So that would be my suggestion.
Okay. What are your personal future career plans? You already told me.
Yeah, I want to go back to school to get my RN because I'm only 44. So I'm like, okay, if I went back to school at 30 something, I'm like, I can do this. Again, I want to wait till my son graduates from high school, so at least we can get that out of the way, because school is school. When you're in nursing school, I did not work when I was in nursing school because I was focused. And when I worked at the beginning, because the first 2 semesters, they were easy. So I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But as the semesters got harder, it was hard for me to work because I always wanted to study and make sure I passed. So that's something that you want to make sure that financially you can go back. If you can't work full time, you're going to be able to work part time. If you can't work part time, at least PRN, because you're going to be out for holidays. So you can pick up some shifts on holidays, and then some days you're going to be out, and then some days the courses aren't going to be as hard for that semester. So you can work then, but you want to be able to focus on work, not being able to have to pay mortgage, car note, car insurance, and all of that stuff at the same time.
Okay. What special advice would you give to a young person entering your field?
Don't give up.
That's good.
Take one day at a time. I feel if God brought you to it, He'll bring you through it. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. Work on your weaknesses so you can build them to make them your strengths.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Sierra.